Hi guys, welcome back to another pickups video. This one is for 6 games altogether, covering the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and Dreamcast. Japanese Dreamcast as well. Which, yeah, I'm really pleased to get all of these, which is probably stating the obvious. But in fact, I mean, there's probably one in there which I'm not that bothered about, but I'm kind of curious, I guess, because I had the first one, and I didn't like it, and I thought it was one of the worst games I'd played on this modern era of gaming, current-gen gaming, at the time. But at the same time, and here's a contradiction coming up, kind of, I didn't think it was bad as a lot of people were making out. That is somewhat of a contradiction, isn't it? I'm saying it was terrible, but not as bad as people said. But no, I think some people were saying it was the worst game ever up until that point on the 360 is what I'd heard. And I didn't think it was the worst ever. There's a hell of a lot more which are far worse than it, but I didn't think it was very good. Make sense? I think so, just about. So let's start with that one, actually. Why not? It's for the PlayStation 3. Now, I had the original on the Xbox. It's cheap and cheerful, and the sequel is cheap and cheerful as well, which is the one I've got, the sequel. But I'm thinking it can't be any worse. It must be better than the first game. And that game is Kane and Lynch 2, Dog's Days. Dog's Days, it just sounds stupid, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, this one's still sealed, so I've not opened it yet, hence being sealed. I am looking forward to giving it a crack. Like I say, it must be better than the original, which I didn't think was very good, and a bit of a wasted opportunity. So yeah, I got that one. It was really cheap. It was around about $8, and it's still sealed. So $8 for £5, you can't really argue with that. Let's stick on the PlayStation 3 theme, and we'll go with this one. This one kind of annoyed me when it arrived, but I somewhat got used to it now, and in fact I quite like it. I'll explain more now. Basically, it was on Amazon, so you don't always see a picture of what you're buying on Amazon, you know, unlike eBay. Or usually on eBay, you know, people can be bothered to put a photo up, or a photo of what they're actually selling, rather than a stock picture. But anyway, so this didn't have a picture, so I took a bit of a gamble. I thought this version would arrive, and it did. But because it didn't have a picture, I thought, oh, and I took a risk, and it was only $12. And again, it's brand new, it's sealed. And let me show you the game, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. It's, again, the PS3, as the next one will be as well. And it's Mafia 2. Now, as you can see, greatest hits on the top there, and in a red case. So when it first arrived, my first reaction was, greatest hits, I don't believe it. I've got to send it back. And then within, like, seconds, I looked at it and I thought, all right, well, I hate that bit where it says greatest hits. I think it looks shoddy. But I actually really like the red case. I think it looks really smart. Now, I think... I mean, you'll have to forgive me because obviously living over here for the past 3 years or whatever, I kind of forget what is out in the UK. I think they're yellow cases. Was it grey? Grey with yellow right into red? I know it's kind of it looks rubbish. Well, I don't like it anyway. It looks terrible. I mean, greatest hits, I don't like them anyway. But this one, because it's red, it kind of sticks out. It's just a shame that greatest hits, if they didn't put that on there, I'd like it a lot more. So I might keep this. I don't know why, because I'm still going to get the Black Label version just for, like, kind of continuity, you know, and all the rest of it. Because I like it to be uniforms, you know, when the games are kind of lined up on the shelf. I know that's a bit OCD. But another reason to keep this game, at least for the time being, but possibly, you know, permanently keep it, like I say, is it comes with DLC on the disc, so I don't know if you can see it there. 3 additional story packs. Well, I guess you're going to have to read that back to front, maybe. I don't know how this comes out on camera. And 4 style packs. I don't know what the style packs are. Is it something to do with outfits that they can wear? I really have no idea. So yeah, I've been wanting to play this for a long, long time, pretty much since it came out. I did download the demo on the PS3, and yeah, I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was amazing, but I knew I wanted to get it eventually. And because there's so many games, you know, always coming out, I guess I put it on the back burner. But what did I say? It was $12, I think. You can't argue with that, even though it's a red case. But as I say, I quite like the red case. Okay, so last up on the PlayStation 3, we've got a game which has been around a while now. Again, this is still sealed. I think it was around about $15. So, yeah, happy to pay that price, clearly. Like I said, it's been out a while. I think 2009, which is quite a long time in gaming terms. And I'd never played it. I'd seen a lot of people pick it up. I knew a lot about it. I knew about it when it came out. But again, it's just one of them I kept wanting to get, and you keep putting it off, just as I'm putting it off by not telling you what it is. And it's 3D Dot Game Heroes. And it just looks really good. It looks kind of, I'm sure you know what it is anyway. It looks very old school, you know, almost like Legoland kind of feel to it. Legoland. don't know what that means. That Lego feel to it. Yeah, I really like it. Now, a lot of people say, oh, it's like Zelda. Now, maybe it's a bit controversial, but I'm just going to be honest. Zelda's never really done anything for me, ever. It probably doesn't help that I've never really played any Zelda game for longer than 10 minutes. You're not going to like something if you've never really played it. But, you know, a lot of people kind of using the Zelda thing as a bit of a benchmark, saying, oh, if you like Zelda, you're going to like this. Well, I don't like Zelda, but maybe I might do one day. But that looks really interesting. Very old school, you know, mixed with modern kind of gaming, and I like the look of it. Alright, so let's do the Japanese Dreamcast games. Both these are on eBay, and they were buy it nows or make a best offer. Now, I don't know what they're worth, and I don't really care what they're worth. Probably not a lot, but I wanted them, so I made an offer, and the offer was accepted. So the first one was going for $15 buy it now, and I thought, well, if it's $15 buy it now, doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth it, because the person listing it may not know what they're listing. But I thought, well, I'm going to pay a bit less, so I offered $9, and he accepted, or she accepted, and I'm really pleased to get it. And that game is Capcom vs SNK Millennium Fight 2000. Like I say, for the Dreamcast, and I love the Dreamcast. You know, it's not just the CD-style cases, but the sides, the spines with the white and the orange at the top. I think it looks really good. And as ever, you know, you've got Japanese writing on one side, but if you wanted to know what it is, in English, you turn it around, it tells you in English on the other. So I really like that. Inside, boxed with the instructions or the manual or whatever it is. Yeah, so he wanted or I keep saying he or she, they wanted $15 for it. And I offered $9 and they accepted, so really pleased to get that. And from the same seller, they wanted $25 for this one, for a buy it now or a best offer. And I offered $12. And again, it may be worth a lot less, but I was happy to pay $12. And they accepted, and it's Street Fighter 3 W Impact. I don't know what the W stands for. Is it a world or with impact? Maybe it doesn't stand for anything. Or maybe it's really obvious and I'm staring at it in the face and can't work it out. I don't know, yeah, but Street Fighter 3 W Impact. Again, really good game. There is a bit of sticker residue there. There's a crack going across the case. But that can obviously be easily rectified. I'll just switch it for a music CD case or something else. And again, obviously boxed with the instructions. The instructions are clearly, oh here they are, on the other side, are clearly the booklet at the front, so they're always really going to have instructions. So yeah, that looks really good. Now, beat-em-ups to me are almost like them kind of, the type of game that I always want to get into, I kind of like, but I'm not very good at. You know, much like shooters and shoot-em-ups, and so I like them, but every time I go on one, I'm rubbish at it. So I thought, well, I'm going to buy these, I'm going to get into them. You know, Street Fighter I love. The Capcom thing I do like, but Street Fighter's more my thing. So yeah, I'm really going to get into them and give them a crack. Last but not least is for the Xbox 360. Now this game is also out, or at least due out soon if it's not already been released, on the PS3. But I wanted to get it for Kinect, because I just thought it'd be really good. Now I've only been on it for about 15-20 minutes, and I thought it was alright, but not as good as I thought. But again, 15-20 minutes is not really enough to judge it fairly, I guess, really. So anyway, that game is called Child of Eden, and yeah, I really want to get it on the PS3 as well eventually with the Move, but ultimately, you know, I'm really happy I got it for the PS3, sorry, for the 360, because I've got Kinect. I really like Kinect. In saying that, I do underuse it significantly, and so I thought by getting games through it every now and again, you know, it'll help me get back into Kinect, because it is a really nice piece of kit. So I'm really pleased with it, and that's about it really in terms of pickups. I'm just looking right now at a lot of games that are coming out, and I'm not being funny, but do you reckon seriously this is the best ending to a year ever in terms of current gen modern gaming? I mean, all the games that are coming out, you're looking at things like Battlefield 3, you're looking at Modern Warfare 3, you're looking at Rage, you're looking at Deus Ex, which has just come out. You look, what else is out there? Uncharted 3's due out soon, or November, whenever it is, well, which is soon, I guess. I mean, before I started making the video, I had a list of like 20, and now the mind's gone blank. But you'll know as well as I do, there's so many games coming out. Even stuff like, I was going to say Bulletstorm, not Bulletstorm, Body Count. It's not meant to be very good. I played the demo on the 360 and I didn't like it, but I will get it, because you can't really judge a game just on like a 15-minute demo, really. So when it's, you know, $15, I'll buy it, but I'm not paying $50 for it. So they can just jog on. Resistance 3 is another one that's due out. I will get it. But after playing the multiplayer beta for it, I thought it was awful. But again, it's harsh to judge a beta, you know, because there's probably bits missing, you don't level up, you don't unlock all the weapons. So again, Resistance 3 is a game I will buy, but at $50, forget it, you know, maybe 15 or 20. So that's that, and I think that's about all for this video. Oh, last thing I'll say is that, speaking of betas, just inadvertently kind of reminding myself, I've been playing the PS3 version, beta, of Assassin's Creed Revelations, and I really like it. Now, I'm not a massive fan of Assassin's Creed. In fact, I've only ever played the first one. I haven't played any of the others. Although, over time, obviously, I will get back into it, into the whole series in general. But what I say I really like the beta. It kind of works, but it doesn't. Basically, you know, it's a lot of stealth involved. You know, you're watching people all the time. You're kind of on tenterhooks, thinking what's going to happen. Is a person coming up to me? Is he my target, or is he coming after me? Which is great in theory, but what happens is a lot of human players kind of run around, and so obviously alerting suspicion that they could be the ones that you're after, or the ones who are running along rooftops and stuff. You know, what are they doing up there? You know, they're just making themselves look suspicious. So, yeah, but it's a decent game. It's a good effort. I guess it's always going to be hard to implement, you know, that kind of whole stealth and disguise and incognito thing. It's hard to pull off. But I like what they're trying to do with it, and it's a game I will pick up. But once again, not at $50, forget it. I'll be quite happy to wait. I mean, I've waited. Like I said, I've only ever played the first Assassin's Creed, so I'm quite happy to wait for them all to come down in price before picking all the rest of them up. You know, Assassin's Creed 2 I'll probably buy it. I reckon I'll get it before the year is out, but I'll probably pay $10, $15. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Got my pickups. Show you the side-on view, just in case the box art differs anywhere where you are. Probably doesn't. So there's my pickups for the last couple of weeks, I guess. More on the way as ever. Got some really good Amiga games. And shock horror Atari ST games as well. Getting back into the ST, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. And as ever, on the lookout for Dreamcast, PS3, 360, the usual stuff. So, thank you for watching. See you later.